Connecticut Performing Arts Association inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 5th for the Eastern Connecticut Jazz Festival at Urechko's Tree Farm in Griswold, Connecticut. 4 professional jazz bands will perform throughout the afternoon. Tickets are available at ecpaa.org. Relax outside and enjoy the best jazz, blues, and funk bands around. This is a rain or shine event. Feel free to bring coolers and baskets. Concessions will also be available. Please no pets. Gates open at 12:30 p.m. The Eastern Connecticut Jazz Festival, June 5th. Get in the swing.
Hello, I'm Miranda Mahoney, Project Coordinator of Griswold Pride, your drug-free community coalition. We want to help you keep your kids safe during this challenging time. Social distancing is still in effect, and so is the social host law. Reports are coming in that teens are contracting the virus at underage drinking parties. Parents, allowing underage drinking on your property could land you in jail for up to a year, plus fines. Another reason why you should not provide alcohol to our youth. For more info, go to griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org. griswoldpride.org.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it Dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's SNSN. It's 8:35 on a Tuesday morning. And my allergies have started to whack me down a little bit. That's why my voice sounds a little groggy. Maybe I'll start doing some James Earl Jones imitations. Not going to happen. All right, in the studio this morning, we have Mr. Patrick McCormack. He is the director of Uncas Health District. Good morning, Patrick. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
It's been some time. We'd been in contact fairly often, during the meat of the pandemic, if you will. Now things seem to be winding down, maybe, and that's the impression people are getting. Maybe if you could give us an idea if that's really what's going on right now.
Yeah, I think it's all in what your perspective is on winding down. There's a lot of people out there have been vaccinated, and that's great. Things are reopening steadily now. We had our May 1st date that we had to hit first, and now May 20th is the second date when things are really reopening. Clearly the governor wants to give people the opportunity to get back together, but the work of the local health district continues around vaccinations. Contact tracing still continues. People forget that, but we are still doing that work.
Right.
We still have to go through the guidance, and then as things reopen, we're doing all the environmental work that goes along with that as well. So we continue to be very busy, and I apologize that we don't get together more frequently. But between doing clinics and meetings and updates and all that stuff, it's been a very busy last, say, 18 months. But we're happy to see that things are moving in the right direction, and we just want people to remember that good public health is always something that we want to practice. So even if it's not due to COVID, all the things we've been learning for the last 18 months, we're going to continue to preach. Mask wearing, we continue to ask people to do it indoors. And we're going to continue to ask people to do that moving forward.
Well, hold on.
Hey, I'm the model.
You want me to wear a mask?
Hey,
so
I know you've got one in your pocket.
Yeah, I do.
So
right
there you go. So that's one of the things we're asking people is continue wearing a mask indoors, continue to consider the opportunity to get vaccinated. This Thursday we're going to be down at Griswold Town Hall, right down the street, from 4 to 6. We're going to bring both Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, so we're going to give folks the option if they're interested. It's going to be for 18 and over. It will be for anybody who wants to walk up and get a vaccine. We'd like to offer it to them. And our thought process was that's the lead.
What was the age? 14?
It's 18 and up. Yeah.
18 and
Yeah.
above.
So
Because I know didn't Pfizer just come out with the vaccine for 12 to 15?
yeah. So they said that the FDA now determined that the Pfizer has met the statutory criteria to amend the EUA that they have. So Wednesday is actually the vote that they're going to have to sort of approve it. And then as of Thursday, they say that clinics can now offer to 12 to 15-year-olds, but it has to be the Pfizer, which is actually the same vaccine that's being offered for the 16 and 17-year-olds as well. So we're not doing the Pfizer on Thursday, but certainly that opportunity will be there for the younger kids as well. But what we're trying to do is start bringing it to people in places where they're already doing something else. We're trying to make it as easy for people to get vaccinated as possible, so no longer having to go through the computer systems and register. And so a lot of that work that was done initially, which we got a great response to all of our clinics we were doing. But as there's less interest, or the interest is in doing it differently, that's where we're going to try to provide it. So again, if we can bring it to people when they get out of work, they're already going down to town hall to do business. I know they're going to be doing some interviews for some summer jobs on Thursday. So again, I think that'll be a great opportunity, and remind folks that hey, we're here to offer it. If you're interested, you can always call our office if you have questions. We have 3 nurses that are working really hard, and a bunch of volunteers that are willing to help us if we need it. So those people have all they've done sort of yeoman's work in all of our clinics. We wouldn't have been able to do it with all our volunteers and all the people that have offered the help.
When it comes to the vaccine itself, or the brand, do you get any feedback on the different vaccines, whether it's Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson and Johnson? That's the first thing. And number 2, do people seem to have a preference? Will they choose one? It's like I don't, they've heard so many. I've heard so many things about Johnson and Johnson, whether it's in the press or it's how 60% accurate or whatever, effective. What are the differences, and what kind of things do you hear, and is it just bunk?
Yeah, well, a lot of clinics now are actually doing what they call choice clinics. So they're giving you the option for all 3, because they understand that people have different preferences, different reasons why they have a preference over one over the other. We were sort of moving, steaming along quite well, and the day that we had the pause on Johnson and Johnson, we actually had a Johnson and Johnson clinic scheduled that day. So we ended up having to cancel the Johnson and Johnson component. We were fortunate we had a Moderna second dose clinic going on at the same time, but that certainly, it caused people to be concerned. Certainly, younger women were the most concerned, because that was the group that they were concerned about, them having the potential for an adverse effect. So we worked through that, and clearly when they came back out of the pause, the Johnson and Johnson was of less interest for people. What people said is, is it the Johnson and Johnson that caused less interest? What I found was, we had done a lot of the folks with the Moderna at that point, and it seemed like the interest now was increasing around Johnson and Johnson, because it was a single dose. And then when the pause happened, it sort of the waning interest in the Moderna was happening at the same time. There was less interest in the Johnson and Johnson for fear, and that's when we started seeing the impact on our clinics. So now we say, what we used to have to do no work to get 200 people at a clinic. Now we have to work real hard to get 12 to 15 people sometimes at a clinic. So it's a different type of outreach that we do. And people have different reasons. There's cultural concerns, there's time concerns. Look, I work all the time. I don't have time to get to a clinic. Single dose would be better for me, because I just want to do it and get it over with. When we started seeing people that were having anxiety related issues at our clinics, it was the first dose Johnson and Johnson. And what we found was, it was people that
but it's not just first dose, it's one and done with Johnson.
It is,
Johnson,
but
right?
what we were finding was, it was people afraid of needles were coming to our clinics, and they didn't want to have to get a needle twice. So they were coming in. You could just see the fear in their eyes as they walked in. And we had a couple of people, as soon as they saw the needle, they would pass out. So we said, in the beginning, we had to do our focus was really on the front part of our clinic, bringing people in, doing all that work, helping them through the line, especially the older folks. It was a lot of ambulatory issues. And then as we got into the younger group, it was the people that were afraid of needles. And it was the back end of the clinic where we were doing the observation that we had to do more work. We had to make sure we had a nurse available, we had our ambulance ready to go. And we also found there were people who have had issues with vaccines in the past, and their doctors were recommending that they get Johnson & Johnson. So those folks came in with a lot of anxiety too. And we worked through it. We didn't have any terrible reactions at our clinics. We had, real great response from people that they felt like the clinics moved along well. People felt safe at our clinics. So, we're real happy with the numbers we did. We did, well over 5,000 people at the clinics we've done so far. So, we'll continue to do it. We've also done the homebound folks. So we're now caught up on all of our homebound people. So if folks know of a homebound person.
And you literally went to their home.
Yeah, we literally go to people's homes, and we did a lot I said to First Selectman, I said, I learned a lot about the roads in Griswold, just because you think you have the right, because a lot of what we did, it had to have a timing aspect to it. We only had a certain amount of time from the time you open the vial till the time you can finish the doses. Right. And we had to do a lot of mapping in advance to say, okay, we have 5 doses of Johnson & Johnson, or we had 10 doses of Moderna that we have to get completed. And we would literally be going house to house saying, okay, do your 15-minute observation. We're out of here, on to the next house. And we always went in groups of 2. So it was, one following the other as we went to the next house. And, we bounced around Jewett City a couple days, and we headed out into Griswold, and we shot over to Preston and back over to Ballantown and through Lisbon. And then that would be one group. And then the next one we would do, Montville up into Salem. And then the next one we did was Lebanon down into Basra. And trying to get those folks done. And I can't tell you how nice it was to go into somebody's home and they welcome you in. They appreciate the fact that you're there to help them. And more often than not, it's somebody who's bedridden, who really has no opportunity to go anywhere. And you really get a feel for how difficult that is for someone.
And these aren't all seniors.
I'm assuming. No, and it's the caregivers are the ones. I mean, you don't appreciate enough what people do to care for somebody in the home. And these are folks that dedicate their entire day to making sure these people are okay.
My stepmother was like that.
Yeah, so to be able to go to someone's home and give them the peace of mind that this person was vaccinated. In a lot of cases, we would do the caregiver at the same time, just knowing that, they don't want to leave to be able to go get a vaccine either. So we would tend to do both together. And I just thought it went really well. And like I said, it's that interest has waned as well. Either we got most of the people who are interested, or there are people out there that just haven't contacted us yet. So again, if there's homebound folks that need to be done, they haven't been vaccinated yet, they can call our office, 860-823-1189. And if they hit extension 109, they can speak to Jen, and Jen will get them an appointment for a homebound visit as well.
See, I didn't even know that was anything that was even available.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big push several months ago from the state health department saying, you have to identify somebody for each town and who's going to be the homebound contact. So I just put myself down because I figure ultimately we're going to do those shots anyway. So for the first couple of weeks, for every one of my 11 towns, I would get an email with a spreadsheet saying, these are the people that need to be done. And then we took that spreadsheet, put it into our own spreadsheet. We would, we would call them and say, did you already get the vaccine somewhere? In some cases, we found they weren't really traditionally homebound. They were afraid to go to a clinic. They didn't have a ride. So in some cases, we coordinated a ride for them. We found them a clinic. We found out that they had gone to another clinic. So in those cases, we document that, and then we move on to the next person. So we didn't do every person that was on our list. In some cases, we helped them to find an appointment somewhere else. But for those that we did, initially there was a large push, and then each week it just seemed like it dwindled little by little. And a lot of the help has come from home care providers that couldn't vaccinate, senior center directors. For instance, Tina and Griswold has given us a number of names. So trying to work with them to find out, who is this person? Do they need other supports? And that's been the good part, is connecting them to other programs and supports that are in place. So for instance, there's medical ride programs, which can get people to medical appointments. And we use those in some cases to get people to our clinics. But the good part is, going forward, they have that resource now that they can use for other medical appointments going forward. Senior centers have been, like I said, incredible. providing rides to individuals. So
Great
even,
resource.
oh my God, even when they were closed, they were still, opening up for clinics.
They're still closed down here, but I think Tina and her staff are busier now than they've ever been.
Oh yeah, providing food to people, connecting them with resources, calling them to make sure they're okay, connecting them to other people. So I know how excited the seniors are to get back together. And I know they're slowly looking to do that, through programs where they're socially distanced and part of it is just to alleviate the anxiety of those people coming back in. It's not just we want to open our doors and we want everybody to get back together, but it's also making people feel safe and comfortable when they do that.
How close are we to the end of this?
Well, I figure, through the end of this year, we're going to continue to work. They say that, especially like daycares, we'll continue to see outbreaks. They'll continue to have cases. There may continue to be closures, things like that for the the youngest group. Obviously, we're only doing the 12 and up. So the elementary schools, the younger grades, those kids are still going to potentially be impacted. Those people that haven't been vaccinated are certainly a concern. And when we don't vaccinate the enough people, so they've always talked about getting to that 70% for herd immunity. Then we have to worry about variants coming in and all the different issues because clearly if there's a mutation, it tends to come because the people aren't vaccinated and the virus or the illness continues to be prevalent in the community.
Right.
So that's where we ask people, if you think it's not going to impact you, I've said from the beginning that the disruption on life in some cases from a positive case, whether it be kids in school, they have to cancel programs, and it's the smart thing to do because you're trying to protect people. But it impacts a lot of different things. So we want people to really strongly consider the vaccines because it's worked extremely well. And when you saw those long-term facility numbers, long-term care facility, and how they went from so much illness to so little illness in such a short amount of time, I always point to that as being the example of how the community itself can be impacted by people being vaccinated.
Looks like we have a comment here that I want to pass along to you.
Sure.
Daryl Birchman says, "Morning, Pat. The support you've given the Jewett City Little League and me during this trying time is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much."
Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate that. And we've gotten to meet a lot of people that I hadn't talked to ever or in a long time and, trying to provide them guidance. But it's also they're working with us on saying, we want to do this. We want to do it safely. And that's a perfect example. People that have reached out to us before they started programming, asking if there's something they should be doing. Should they develop a plan? How they talk to their families, making sure they have the information. The biggest concern we hear from people is the communication piece. If it's not going well, we're not hearing what we're supposed to be doing. We want to do the right thing, but we're just not sure what that is. So, these folks that are taking on that, and most of them are volunteers, and they're the ones who get the pushback from people saying, well, I can't believe we didn't have a game today, or I can't believe we can't have concessions open, or I can't believe that I have to wear a mask. These folks are doing it more often than not as volunteers. So, again, I ask people, I get paid to deal with it. We have I get a thick skin. But a lot of these folks, it's a volunteer activity. So I say, just please be patient with folks. They're all really trying hard to do the right thing. And if we make a mistake, then give us, a little bit of patience because, things are always being done to protect the kids or protect those folks that are in that program. And as long as that's the reason people are making the decisions they're making, I just ask people to be patient with them.
So as far as the numbers are concerned, we haven't talked any numbers yet or what's going on.
Sure.
How has has the vaccine made a difference as far as the numbers are concerned?
Yeah, you see, as an example, a city like Norwich, which was, well over, 40, they had, the case counts and their average daily case rate and the
Their percentage was
positive,
high. Yeah.
And you have those numbers in the 40s, and those are places now that are in the, the teens, if not lower. You have, even in the last 3 weeks, Griswold went from an average daily case rate in the 16s to last week was 8.6. The positivity rate has been around 3. It was 2.1 last week. You see the positivity rate in the state is less than 2 the last few days. Obviously it's based on who gets tested, but it's also the rate within that community. All of that is going down. Number of hospitalizations are declining. You continue to see deaths, and it's heartening to think that people are still dying from this, and that again is more reason why we want to continue to be vigilant. But I think the numbers continue to decrease, and it's directly the result of the vaccinations. As soon as the vaccine started to happen, then the numbers started to drop, and the decline happened, and things started to reopen, which was what the state had said all along. Was once we start feeling comfortable that we can be safe, then things would reopen, and that's what's happening.
So as a health department official,
Mm.
it's been said right along since the beginning of the pandemic that it typically takes months, years, decades to formulate a vaccine. And now with Operation Warp Speed, all of a sudden there are, well, 4, if you want to, that I know of, if you want to count AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
How are people receiving this? I mean, I know they're getting it,
Right.
but how do they feel knowing that this didn't?
I think the
This
biggest
just happened so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, and that's what we continue to hear, is a lot of folks, when they talk about hesitancy, it's not that they don't want to get the vaccine; it's that they're wanting to wait and make sure that they feel it's safe. So very often we've heard, word of mouth is what's been the greatest impact on folks getting vaccinated. So, we'll hold a clinic one week, and then we have people come to a clinic the following week saying, well, my mother got it, my wife got it, they're fine. They, the side effects I was worried about really weren't that bad. If much at all. I learned that I need to drink a lot of water when I get vaccinated. I learned I need to get sleep. People were coming to our clinics, and I'm sure they were, when they weren't feeling well because they wanted the vaccine. And then those people were the ones who were saying, they were having side effects or they weren't feeling well after. Now people have the time to say, you know what, I'm well rested. I'm going to wait to get the vaccine until I feel comfortable. I don't have that anxiety. I talked to somebody else who got it and they're fine. And, their family now is doing things that, maybe mine couldn't do or wouldn't do. So I think that's really where the impact is. The safety measures are in place as they are for other vaccines. The testing is being done. I think they did 1,100 kids in that 13 to 15 or 12 to 15 age group when they did the Pfizer study. Every kid who gets a vaccine will be another person who they can use as an example of what happens when you get vaccinated. So as we continue to vaccinate the nation, the studies continue to happen, and that's where we've done things like the V-Safe, where you have to do the computer when you get done, and they want to know what your symptoms were. Were you symptomatic before? Did you have no symptoms? What was the impact of the vaccine? Did you have any side effects? And they'll ask those questions, and that's because the studies continue. So that's the part I think people need to know is the studies will continue to happen. The information continues to be valuable. And we may have to do boosters going forward, and there may be opportunities for people to get vaccinated in different ways. But it's all been a logistical challenge for us in trying to get people done, and it's been a work in progress for us.
So there are no nanobots in the vaccines.
I am not aware of anything that you need to worry about in that way. I don't think that anybody wants to deal with that type of stuff anyway. The one thing I'd say to people though is I don't think folks understood, or maybe they do, the challenge of vaccinating people in as quick a manner as we did. Logistically, I tell people, just to put it in perspective, you have to make sure you have the staff to be able to vaccinate. Then you have to make sure you have the vaccine. So, as an example, what we did throughout this whole thing is you had to have your orders in by Tuesdays at noon. You found out how much vaccine you were getting by Friday. Mondays typically was when you would receive your vaccine for the following week. They wanted you initially to get all your vaccine out within a 7 to 9 day period. So we were constantly ordering, getting, receiving, scheduling, making sure we had enough folks to give it, and then making sure we had the supplies. So there were times when we were challenged in terms of getting supplies. We had to go to partners to make sure we had enough things. I mean, it's basic things: Band-Aids, wipes, alcohol wipes.
Yeah, I don't even think about that. Yeah.
So we had to make sure all that stuff was in place. So
I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, just you saying like, oh yeah, you have to have all those items.
So I mean, there were times when we're like, oh my God, we're not going to be able to have a clinic this week because we're trying to find the Band-Aids. So driving down to Walgreens to make sure we had Band-Aids for the clinic, or you forget your computer and everything is computer operated, so you have to run back to the office and grab it before the clinic starts, or the weather was really bad on a couple of occasions. Well, if you forget your
computer, that's just being silly.
Yeah, that's kind of our fault.
That's just being silly.
But I was afraid of a virus in my computer.
Right. So health department joke.
But the weather certainly complicated things on occasion. We had snow at different clinics, and I felt like a superintendent of schools. It was, do we have this thing or do we not have this thing? Do we postpone it or do we not? The challenge of postponing was incredible because you're trying to not overlap with another clinic that was already scheduled, and then you have people getting frustrated because they drove a long way in many cases to get there, or they had to make arrangements, or they had to cancel work for the day. So we did the best we could to hold clinics. I think we only canceled once because of snow, and we ended up having to do a Saturday clinic, and it was logistically, it was very difficult. That was part of why we tried to keep holding them in the same location, so people knew where we were the first time. We knew where all of our stuff was, so that way it was already there. We didn't have to pick up and move and worry that we were going to forget something. And because we were doing second doses in most cases, we wanted people to know they were coming back to the same location. So typically what we did was make an appointment for them.
That's what happened with me too.
Yeah, at the first clinic, you make the appointment for the second one. That way there's no confusion. And, we did the best we could under the circumstance.
Is the second shot basically the same as the first?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's
just, but the value to it is that it's
not a diluted version of the first,
no, same bottle, same vial, same syringe, same everything. So, and it's been interesting because initially we didn't have a freezer in our office. We were told we could store everything in a cooler. Mm-hmm. So we went under the expectation that we'd get the vaccine, put it in the cooler, and then the state came out and said, nope, you have to have a freezer. So we ended up having to work out an agreement with Bacchus Hospital. They stored our stuff for us at their pharmacy, and then we waited for the purchase and to be completed and the order to come in for the freezer. So it was things like that, and then where do you put it, and then how do you get it into the office? So it's a lot of work, and we're happy that we got through it. I think we'll be more prepared if we're ever in a position where we have to do something similar. We've always said that planning for an emergency is something you hope you never have to put into practice, but we did, and I think our planning paid off. So we're always planning and exercising for the next potential emergency. And I've seen a lot of different things come up over the course of my career, whether it be West Nile virus or SARS or H1N1 or Ebola, or all these things seem to come in waves, but this certainly has been the illness of public health for me.
Do you get a lot of negativity coming at you, even though you're not the hammer, so to speak? I mean, you're getting guidance from the state.
I think the part about local health is we're accessible, and I think when you can't get a hold of somebody to let them know that you're upset about something, then worst case scenario, you call the local health district and you get a hold of me. And I don't mind being the person who listens and provides my feedback and tries to get somebody at a whoever they need, make that contact for them. Being a sounding board is okay. I just ask people to be respectful as much as possible. But yeah, you get people that are frustrated and angry, and be it my child now has to quarantine or isolate because they were sick, and you're calling me to tell me this, and don't you understand that I have a job, and don't you understand that we have things we need to be doing, and I don't believe this, and that I don't want to wear a mask anymore, and how can you tell me to do it?
It's all big conspiracy.
And I think what I do is listen and provide the information I have and understand, and put myself in their shoes and provide the resources that I can think of to help them to get through it. But certainly, it's like I said, it's disruptive. It can be very frustrating. It's been a very long, anxiety-provoking period. You see the pictures of people over Mother's Day hugging and visiting family they haven't seen in years. That's the part where it makes you feel good to know we are getting through this. And that's the kind of stuff, kids now are back in school. They're going to be having graduations this year. They're playing sports again. They're doing after school activities. Kids are connecting together.
It's not getting instantly shut down because somebody contracted or tested positive.
The funny part will be when you have the kid who you have to say, can you go outside and do something? You're always in your room again. It's so. So, there's going to be that point where we're going to get, back to where the kids are in the room because they want to be there and not because they're having to be there. Or they're on the computer because they want to play a game and not because they have to be doing their schoolwork that way. But it has opened up opportunities for us as far as, video conferences and things. We hear those all the time about, we don't travel to meetings anymore. We can do them by conference. We get better response at some of our meetings because of that.
Oh, I think a lot of business is going to change.
Yeah.
A lot of business, the way things are done, because of this. I mean, it's been a very negative experience, obviously, because of a lot of the health issues and people that have passed on due to COVID-19.
Right.
But I think a lot of positive has been born out of it as well. I'm going to ask you a quick question.
Sure.
I got to go and lock the door because
sure.
I locked the door on somebody.
Do you want me to go and lock the door for you?
No, because I want you to answer the question while if you don't mind,
sure. Yeah.
to do this. So talk about the vaccine, the clinic in Jewett City on Thursday. Before we just about wrap this up for
Sure.
today.
All right. Thank you. I'll let you go lock the door. So this Thursday, we're going to be at Griswold Town Hall in downtown Jewett City, right down on Main Street. We'll be there from 4 to 6 p.m. We're going to have Johnson & Johnson and Moderna vaccines both. It will be no appointment required. You can walk on up. As long as we have vaccine, we'll be happy to provide it. And if by chance we were to run out, which would be the best situation for us, we could certainly make an appointment for you or find an opportunity to get you vaccine down the road. I continue to remind folks, please, if you have homebound individuals that need the vaccine, please contact us. We want to make sure that those folks continue to have the opportunity to get vaccinated. If you have questions, make sure you feel free to call us as well. 860-823-1189 is our number. My extension is 112. My email address is DOH, like Director of Health, at uncashd.org. So DOH at uncashd.org. Be happy to answer questions that way if I can be helpful. And I just really appreciate everything the community has done to support us during this difficult time. And hopefully we haven't been too intrusive or problematic for you all, because it's really it's great to be a part of this community and all the communities we serve, and just really enjoy the camaraderie and the friendship amongst everyone here. And Mike, obviously, as an example of somebody who always helps us out when we need it. So appreciate it very much.
Well, I appreciate you, coming down and taking care of information. And anytime that, I've asked you a question, whether it's been email or what, you've been always boom right there with an answer. So I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Stan, I guess wants to ask what time again and where?
Yep. So Thursday night, it's this Thursday, what's this Thursday? 13th, correct?
Thursday the 13th.
Yep. And it will be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Griswold Town Hall. And I think our plan is if the weather's nice, we'll be out in the front. And if the weather's not great, we'll be probably in that foyer as you enter.
Very good. All right, Patrick. Thank you very much.
Oh, anytime. Thanks for
this
having
is
me.
last minute again. It seems like they're all last minute.
Not a problem.
So I didn't even think about asking you for Tuesday, because lately Tuesdays and Thursdays were pretty tight for you.
Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday was always our clinic days.
Yeah.
So that was always rough. And now Tuesdays and Thursdays will be a little more open. So I'm happy to come by. And like I said, if you think you want to be vaccinated, please let us know. We'll figure out a way to get it for you. And if you have questions, obviously, as the expansion happens with the younger kids, we can certainly help you in that way as well. I know there is a clinic up at the high school on Friday for the students. So just so folks know, these clinics are happening. The UCFS folks are certainly willing to help you up the street. There's pop-up clinics happening all over the place, but it can be hard to find sometimes. The pharmacies have vaccine, but we want to make it as simple as we can to get you vaccinated. So just let us know if you have any questions.
All right. It's Patrick McCormack, the director from the Uncas Health District.
Thanks so much for having me.
Tk you, man.
All right, you got it.
Good to see you too. Nice to have you in the studio for once.
Oh, I know.
God.
I get the pet the alligator.
Well, Well, hopefully we'll be done with this crap pretty soon. All right, that was Patrick McCormack, the Uncas Health Director, giving us updates on COVID-19 and clinics that are happening in our area for you to get vaccinated. So we'll be back in a minute. It is Tuesday, and you know what that means.
Psychic Tuesday.
Psychic Tuesday. We'll be back in a minute right here on SNSN.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports. And your home for local news and weather.
Broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City.
The Streaming News and Sports Network. SNSN.
You buy better. Much better. So much better with Burns. Buy insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
When was the last time you considered the benefits of having all your insurance handled in one place? One number to call, a licensed account manager dedicated to your policies, discounts for having your policies with one company. The list goes on. Did you know the Burns Agency has a team dedicated specifically to home, auto, umbrella, flood, life insurance, business insurance, including workers' comp and professional policies? We do it all. Call, email, chat us online today. Experience the products and service our loyal customers receive and appreciate. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Much better. So much better with Burns. Buy insurance at the right price.
Hi, this is Alan Gear. You may know me as Mr. Jewett City. I want to tell you about my experience with our local eye doctor, Dr. Joel Zuckerbrun. I recently had cataract surgery, and I was told that I needed new glasses. I didn't know what to do because the problem was this was right in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Where the heck was I going to get glasses? I checked places that make glasses. I looked online, and what I found was my solution was practically in my own backyard. So I called Dr. Z, as most people know him. His office is right on North Main Street, right here in the borough of Jewett City. I went to my appointment and had my glasses faster than I would have thought possible. Call Dr. Zuckerberg at 376-2848. I trust Dr. Z with my eyesight, and you should too. Make an appointment today.
Tested for Corona. Sipping a Corona. Broadcasting online.
SNSN.
We're a bit goofy this morning. That's for sure. Oh my God. All right, it's Tuesday. Like we said, you know what that means. It is Psychic Tuesday. Every Tuesday morning after 9 o'clock, these lovely, lovely, bodacious ladies come into our door. Lisa and Tina, that is.
Hello. Hello, darlings.
To rock your psychic world.
Rock your psychic world.
You got game over there. Look at you.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. I feel like I've been hit by a truck, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get your vaccine or something?
No, I had my granddaughter sleep over.
Oh,
she
yeah.
hogs the bed. Yes, she hogs the bed. And every noise that goes by, Mimi, what's that? Mimi, where are they going? Home to bed, Quinn.
It's just Daniel and Christine Pierce, the ghost hunters.
Mimi. Yeah. She's in training. In training. Yes.
All right. So it's Tuesday and the ladies are here. So anyway.
We got game in the room.
How was your week?
It was pretty good. Busy. I'm usually busy the first part, like Sunday to Tuesday morning.
Pull that out a little more.
All right. Ooh, check it out. It's not the first time I had something on my face. But
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, the weather forecast is gonna.
Wow. You gotta break the ice, you know what I mean? You gotta get it going on.
This is
family
God.
radio. Oh, listen to you, truck driver.
I
well,
am trying
I
to.
only say the S word.
I
You're
did.
like,
I said no, nothing
Oh
sweet.
my
It was an
God.
innuendo.
oh my goodness.
Innuendo.
That's all right. It's nothing any more than Daniel just put, I whisper sweet nothings into Mike's ears at night.
Oh, see that?
Yeah,
See
see?
that? Yeah.
All right, weirdos. It started already. We haven't
See,
even
I
done
have a
anything.
halo on. You see
Yeah.
the halo, right?
Yeah, it's a little bent on
Oh.
the side over there, honey. I hate to tell you.
He's a little bit psycho, a little bit psycho.
It's good. It's good. Got to get the energy pumping.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I
gotta
can't
wake
believe
up.
you went there.
I didn't do anything. I just said something.
You just did a thing.
Did you really think you can't believe she went there? Really?
I know.
Not on the air. I could see her saying that.
She
Just,
doesn't care.
no.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
She's a little bit psycho, a little bit psycho. Sorry. So,
And how was your week?
it was festive.
Nice.
Didn't have anything in my face, but I mean,
Well, I would hope not. Well, it could, it could be whatever.
no, it was, yeah, it was okay.
Does it seem like more people are getting like a little more excited to things are opening up now? Have you noticed like a shift or a change?
You know what I find with me? Yes, but here's what I find with me is that with things that are opening up and more things getting, we're slowly getting back to what we used to know as normal.
Yeah.
I'm almost getting overwhelmed. You know what I mean by that?
It makes sense. It
Because
makes sense because we
you're
got
normal,
used to,
and then all of a sudden
normal.
in the house is normal, and nobody's around, and there's no cars on the road. Now all of a sudden people are around. I think people are staying in because they're almost afraid to go out.
Yeah.
And I know with me, I mean, people say, how you doing? I go, well, things are busier and busier. It's almost, like I said, it's almost overwhelming.
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We need to get back.
I didn't say it was a bad thing, but I'm just saying it's like things. I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Can't keep having Big Brother run things,
Right, but what I'm saying is, for me to keep up and stuff, it's because I'm for a year so used
it
to
was like almost down and up.
So you know what I mean? I probably didn't explain it right, but
no, I get it.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
And I think people are a little apprehensive of going out because of what they've known for the last year. And
well, that's what, like I had said, that people that are normally hoarders and stuff like that, or normally introverts, are hoarding more and being more of introverts because of this. They're not going out. They're staying in their little closets, and they're perfectly comfortable with staying at home.
Right.
Yeah, there's been commercials like people opening up the door and then they ripped the lock off the door, and then you see people going to work, they're walking out in the hallways.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
This is all me.
But it's going to give people that are very comfortable with that kind of stuff, that are normally comfortable with staying home and stuff. Now that they're able to go back out, if they do go back out, it's going to cause them a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the next thing.
In the community all along because of my clients and shopping for them, and so I don't miss that beat. I've always been a part of it, so it's not a big to do for me, anyways.
So how about you guys? I mean, how was your psychic fair? I heard it went very well.
It went extremely well.
Good.
I'm very pleased with the turnout. I think everybody made a decent amount of money. All the vendors that we had there and all the readers and stuff and healers, everybody made a, not a substantial amount, but well, yeah, I would say a substantial amount because it's basically all that the readers and healers could make during that time frame.
Yeah, because we were going every half hour, so you can only book so many people in. But
so how many vendors did you have and readers and stuff?
I had, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, 13.
What was in there? Yeah.
13, 14 healers, readers, and vendors. Yep. We had everything from soaps to pure romance. So we did it. We had and everything in between.
Let me tell you right now, once you get to the reading, come
Glad I
over
wasn't
here.
next to that table.
Yeah.
I'll give you a reading, Mrs. Susie. Come on over here and we tell you what this lotion does.
Well, that's what she had out. She had lotions and bath products and stuff like that. She didn't bring any of her toys.
And once you sit back and just
yeah.
relax, feel the warmth of this.
Yes.
It's the spirit. It's the spirit that's putting up all the warmth in your shoulders right now.
I have to shut
Let
up.
me
I
go a
have to shut up
little down here. Oh, it does not feel good.
Yeah.
They do have a
All
hot
right.
massager that works like wonderful.
Well, they had some massaging gloves on the table.
Yeah, they
that
work
you put
really
the little
good.
Vibrators in them, and you do the massages.
Yeah, they got the nubbies on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nubbies. Yeah.
Lori String said I had a great time.
Yeah, but she was one of our
Awesome.
vendors. Thank you, Lori. Hopefully you come to our next one. She did jewelry.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
she does excellent work.
Yep, it was gorgeous.
Yep.
Even though like my welcome table was like so busy, I tried to get over to like each table. It was really kind of hard.
I would think so. If you're trying to pacify people coming in,
Yes.
talk to them and greet them, and
Yes.
Yeah.
And I pretty much was there by myself for quite a while. I mean, Christy helped me out in the morning, but then she tried to help out Patty because Patty was getting food orders.
Positive Christy.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter Christy.
Oh, you're Christy. Oh,
My
I was
Christy.
thinking somebody else.
No, that's Jen.
Oh, Positive Jen.
Positive
Yeah.
Jen.
Positive Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so positive.
She is.
Positive Jen is positive.
She came later on, late morning, early afternoon to help out and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because it gets jamming. Once you get
Yeah.
people walking around and people wanting to buy tickets, and then for the services,
Right.
gets crazy.
and I let people know, okay, well, if you want healing, it's over there. If you want jewelry, it's over there. If you want, ladies fun, it's over there.
Yeah.
If you want love lotion.
It's the fun
Yeah.
table. Yes.
And I put like all my people that first time, well, not all because I didn't do it to Lori, but like I put the soap lady front and center. It's her first event. I took her totally out of her comfort zone, but she needed to get herself out there. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
We had 150, 200 people go through there.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very
'cause
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
the food was
Very good.
slamming. I mean, it was
Yep.
just busy.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Lisa and Tina for Psychic Tuesday?
Next time we got to have Mike come up and do a live
Yeah.
broadcast from there.
A broadcast.
Broadcast.
Get the gum out of your mouth.
860-591-1054 is the phone number to call if you'd like to ask a question of Lisa and or Tina. Lisa, explain your gift.
I talk to those that have passed and crossed over.
Okay, dead people.
Yeah, dead people.
And Tina,
I see dead people.
what about you?
Dead people.
I see them. They don't, I get visions of them. I guess if you call it talking,
Mhm.
I don't have like a full blown conversation. It's more like tidbits you pick up from what's around them and that kind of thing. Still developing all that, but the tarot cards help me do a lot of intuitional things as well. So that's kind of like my focus point. But yes, I read tarot. I have intuitive things going on, and occasionally we get the medium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. 860-591-1054 is the phone number to call. Always on Psychic Tuesday. And again, they say this all the time. Let's not wait till 9:45 to start calling.
Just
That's
want to
what
guess.
happens.
This is going to sound really weird.
No, not from you.
I just had a spirit pop in, and he
Mhm.
must wear hearing aids. And
It's Paul Lash.
his left hearing aid, it's a male. His left hearing aid keeps going off, like on and off, because I can hear.
Before you say anything else, my headphones are.
Mine did too. It glitched one time.
No, it's okay right now, but it's been doing it. It was doing it in the last interview with Patrick McCormack too.
Yeah, it's a spirit that has a problem with his hearing aids, and
Mhm.
it's the left side.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no batteries on the other side. So
Just to let you know.
you think that?
No,
you think that shit would work?
Right? No, it's because that's what he experienced the whole time. Like, and I'm almost getting he didn't tell anybody that his hearing aids didn't work right. You know, I get pain in my right ear, so that tells me that was like annoying to him. So he didn't really say anything that his hearing aids didn't work, but his left one kept coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So
okay,
yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be frustrating, definitely. Yeah. So.
Well, why the hell would he need batteries over there?
Well, no, that's what would happen to him here, and he's letting me know that would happen to him here, but he never told anybody. So people thought that he was just being a stubborn old man when he was talking. Like,
sure, it's not Paul. Oh, Paul Ash is still with us.
Yeah, he's still with us. Well, he was ignoring them, but he wasn't ignoring them. It's because he couldn't hear, but he never told anybody that he couldn't hear. Like his hearing aid kept coming in and out and out.
So why would somebody random just kind of show up?
I don't know. He could have been here when he just popped in. Like, I just felt him. Like, I don't know. He could have been here, and that's why you've been experiencing problems with your.
And it's just this morning.
Yeah, headset. Like, he could have came in with the gentleman that you had prior to us.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, he could have been attached to him.
But wouldn't he know that he's gone? Our last guest, he had left. Wouldn't he know that? Or?
Well, yeah, he would know that. But then he's like, "Oh, this one here can see me and hear me, and so I'm gonna stick around and play." And
because they're bored.
Yeah. Energizer Bunny. And I also get that this person like had a lot of upper left head either aching or like a lot of sinus issues, but more on like, so that would make sense. It's all connected, the ears and like, so this whole left side of his head was like an issue, like headache and stuff like that. Sorry.
No, interesting. Interesting.
All of a sudden, either Harry or Henry.
Random psychic readings.
Yeah. So he just wants people to know that he wasn't being an ass. That he just couldn't hear. Yeah. Pretty much.
I got nothing to do. Just stop here.
Yeah.
How about you, Tina? Anything going on? Well, how are you doing psychically? Any odd experiences in the last week or so?
No, I have to say not. I've been, I talked to Heather, who was one of the readers at the psychic fair, and she's really good. And she's been doing like different things, online courses to, better her game as well and offer more of the services. Yeah, see, I'm getting a glitch. See? Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah. It just happened. Yes. It's this guy. Weird. Now, is it your right ear or your left ear? It was my
righty. My right.
It was your left. Yeah. Yeah. See?
Weird.
He's like, I'm here. Yes. He's like, everybody needs to listen to me. So I definitely.
Too bad you didn't say Howie and Henry, because those would be my dogs.
Yeah.
You said Harry or Henry.
Yeah, Harry or Henry. That's his name.
Did it again.
Doing it again.
Yeah. All right, you were saying.
This is really cool. Yeah.
Weird.
So I want to be taking a little more classes just to broaden my range a little bit on the different services that I can offer. Like she does medical intuitive, which I already have some of that. But I want to get out there and do a little bit different stuff too than just the tarot. Yeah.
All right, we've got a caller on the line. Who's on the line with us for Psychic Tuesday? Hello.
Morning.
Oh, hold on. Hi, you're on the phone with us on Psychic Tuesday. Good morning.
Hi, Mike. This is Joanne McCoy.
Hi, Joanne McCoy. How are you?
I'm good. I had a question.
Sure, go for it.
My sister passed away a couple of months ago, and I was just wondering if you could pick up anything on her. I'm wearing her bathrobe, if that helps.
Okay. The first thing I'm actually seeing is I'm seeing almost like a teardrop shape. Trying to figure out what this teardrop shape is. I don't know. Did she have a teardrop necklace that she wore?
She made jewelry.
Okay. Did she like to use the teardrops a lot?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm seeing like something like very sparkly. It looks like a teardrop. Something with an hourglass. Did she know her time was coming? Or did she know that she was going to pass, or was it sudden?
Yeah.
Okay, so she knew it, because I'm seeing an hourglass, which tells me it was like she was waiting for that moment, for that last grain of sand, basically, to fall.
Yep.
And also something to do with. So I'm seeing like a window that has the blinds closed. Did the light bother her when she was passing?
Well, she was very private, and I'm not sure.
Okay, because I see
But
like
she
a
was a very private person.
Okay, because I see like blinds are closed. Like I feel like, but I'm not like hiding. I'm like very relaxed, very what's the word I'm looking for? Harmonious. This thing is cut out again.
Yeah, it has. Now it's open.
Yeah. So what would you like to know?
I just want to know. My sister's been waiting for a sign, but I don't know if she's maybe just not looking. They made a pact that if one of them passed first, that they would give him a sign.
Okay. So can you find out from your sister if she has a teardrop necklace that your other sister gave her?
I will find out.
Yeah, because I'm getting like this necklace is like it's a crystal almost. Like it looks like could be a what do you call it?
Sacre, whatever that one.
A Sikorsky
Yes,
crystal.
yeah,
It's definitely a crystal. Cubic zirconia.
Cubic zirconia.
It could be that too. Yep. But it's a teardrop shape, and it's very faceted. So there's a lot of like cuts in it, and I get that. The reason why she liked it is to bring in the rainbow, like everybody always looks for the rainbow after a storm.
Okay.
So like her passing is the storm, and she wants everybody to remember the rainbow.
Okay, I will check with her.
But yeah, I get that she's cool. Like she's good. I mean, she was prepared. She knew everything was going to happen.
Is the bathrobe pink?
It does have some pink in it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
But she was ready. She knew.
Yeah, that's what I get. Like she was just waiting for that last. Like she's showing me an hourglass. So I get the last, like, grain of sand is now gone. So she was already prepared. Like there was no like sudden like jolts that she was gone. She came to peace with a lot of different things before she passed. And she did actually make a peace with several people that she felt like she needed to make peace with. Maybe she had some disagreements with some people. She wanted to make sure she made good on everything that she did prior.
All right then. I can't wait to check with my sister to see if she's got something like that, and I will let you know.
Yes, please let us know, because she's definitely showing me like this like teardrop necklace.
All right then. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
All right, there we go.
Awesome.
Caller number 1. We have a question on the board. Let's see. This is from Laura. A close friend of the family passed away unexpectedly on Friday. Can you send some positive healing to his family?
Most definitely.
Now we have another call. Good morning. Who's on the line with us on Psychic Tuesday?
Hi, yes, this is Evelisa Mitchell.
Hello. Can you turn your phone down, or because we can hear the feedback?
Yeah. Is that better?
Much.
Yeah. Well, okay. What was your name again?
My name is Evelisa Mitchell.
Hello. And where are you from?
Hello. I am from Norwich, Connecticut.
All right. And do you have a question for Lisa or Tina?
I do. I have a question for Lisa. Lisa, we met actually at your shop with my daughter Alicia, and today is actually a month since John's passing, and I know you knew John. And I was just reaching out to see if you had received anything from him.
It's kind of funny because I could have sworn he was walking down the street the other day. So I'm still still wondering if he even knows that he has passed. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's still going through the same routines. And I was actually going to reach out. I was hoping to tell you the truth, I was hoping you'd get a hold of me because I want to see if I can have permission to actually try and go locate him with some of my girlfriends that we do pick up spirits and try to get them to realize, hey, I'm not here anymore. Now, has his grandfather experienced anything in the house since he's passed?
He hasn't shared anything with me.
Okay.
But we have been sharing, the dog, and I've been taking the dog, back and forth and stuff. And when we're there, I haven't really noticed anything. It's obviously hard to go there still, and my daughter's having a hard time. But I've been having a really hard time with it. And actually, after, a few weeks after, I was having a lot of dreams and just different things.
Yep.
And so, one of the dreams that I had in particular, what I wasn't sure about it, but I had explained it to a friend, and they kind of gave me what their thought was of it, and I almost felt like it did have a meaning somehow. So I was happy about that. But I think my daughter's really frustrated because he hasn't come to her yet in any kind of way.
Yep.
So it's just been
it's kind of. I honestly don't think he knows that he has left this earth plane yet. So I am going to try and see if I can locate him. I'm hoping that the next time that I see him walking down the street, I can actually intervene at that point. And it's funny because I usually see him, it's 3:30. So I don't know what that time has to do with anything, 3:30 in the afternoon. But that's usually when I see him.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if you had, were able to communicate with him at all, or
not as of yet.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, no problem. Thanks.
Have a great day.
You too.
Right,
Bye-bye.
Bye. So when a spirit passes or somebody passes over, there usually is some time, is there not?
Not in all cases. Usually what happens is, in his case, he actually died in his sleep, but he doesn't know that he's dead because he just went to bed. Perfectly healthy. Normally, they believe he passed away of a heart attack. He was 32 years old. Young. So exactly. So he doesn't know, hey, he wasn't sick. He wasn't he just went to sleep and passed. I usually find it's hard to connect with people that don't know that they're gone, because they're still doing their regular routine. I see him periodically walking up and down the street because that's what he used to do. And I looked out and I'm like, oh, that's John, but it's not. And I've had it happen to a couple people that are local here in the neighborhood that passed away suddenly, and they don't know that they have passed. The other time that I have a hard time hearing people is anybody that takes their own life, because they have to come to terms with what they did, and the living have to actually forgive them for what they did. So I don't have it's hard for me to tap into their energy because their energy is so blah, they're not higher vibration. So it's harder to reach them. Because
some have work to do after they pass. I think when somebody comes right after they passed, I think it's they're just floating around and they realize what's going on. It's almost like the last trip
kind of
Yeah.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
And they visit who they want before, you know, whatever's hooked up.
And I mean, I was like shocked because I'm John was like a regular customer of mine at the shop, and he knew what I did and what I do and everything else. So like I would figure like when he'd pass over, he'd be like, "Oh, hey Lisa, it's me," you know, da 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 da. But no, like I got absolutely no inclination that he was gone at all. So, yep.
There's sometimes they don't come to the people that they knew.
No. Most of the time, so if a spirit doesn't want to come to those that are here, it's because they're blocked. The living person is blocked and can't get the messages, you know, or the spirit doesn't want to freak them out, or you know, it could be like a lot of personal issues because they carry their personality traits over with them. So, like, let's say you had someone that close to you that passed, but you guys were at odds with each other when they passed. They're not going to come to you and communicate with you unless you want to talk to them and you reach out to them and you guys kind of like fix that bond or fix that issue that was between you guys when that person had passed, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Does anybody ever come through for me?
I think I told you a couple people that
I know
had
it's
picked
a
up.
warrior princess, Native American. Everybody's got a Native American warrior princess. So, no, you never said that.
I'm like, that doesn't sound
But
like
you wish
something I
one.
would say.
No, you know, it's like I hear this like from people that read all the time. Well, you have an Indian chief that's around you, and they're very wise. I'm like, everybody has an Indian chief. How many freaking Indian chiefs are there?
Not everybody.
I know.
I've met a couple of people that do have like an Indian warrior that's backing them, but that's because that's how they are in this life. Like
Yeah,
they're a
not me.
warrior themselves,
Yeah,
you know. So that's why they're portraying that energy, you know. So I have a story to tell you though.
Well, I want to know who. I never ask you. I want to be selfish. Who's around me?
All right.
Who the hell is there? You know, say hello. We are here. We are here.
All
We're
right.
here.
So this
It's like
is
Horton. Here's a who.
thinking of you. The first thing I actually see, and I have no
Snack
clue what
cakes.
this. Nope. I see.
Coffee.
I see a rabbit, a bunny rabbit.
Okay.
All right. I'm just putting this out there.
Little bun.
It looks like a white rabbit. It does have looks like it appears to have little black tips on its ears.
I've never owned a rabbit.
Okay, I'm just putting this out there. You got to find out who around you that's past that owned a rabbit.
Well, nobody that's passed.
Someone that's alive.
Yeah, my daughter.
Okay, where did she get this white rabbit? Is it a white rabbit?
The rabbit's dead.
Oh. Okay. Was the rabbit white?
Yes.
And did it have little black tip ears?
Yes.
Okay, so where did she get this rabbit from?
It was from her mother. It was passed down, and it was her first pet.
Okay, so this rabbit is in your energy field.
I don't know why. I've never held the rabbit. Yeah, I did.
Because of your daughter.
Okay. All right.
You know, your daughter probably misses this rabbit.
Oh, very much so.
And therefore the rabbit is coming to you so you can tell your daughter that the rabbit's there waiting for when her time comes.
Is the rabbit pissed off because she was instantly replaced by two?
No. But it's kind of unique because the little black tips on the ears, it's really cute. It's a cute rabbit. Decent sized rabbit, you know. So, but that's the first thing that pops in when I think of you is this, and I hate to tell you that's a rabbit, but
great. Around me is a freaking rabbit. This is great.
But it's obviously because your daughter's probably very hurt that the rabbit
She was.
passed.
She was. Yeah, she wears a necklace with some bunny ashes.
That's cool.
Okay, so see that.
I think it's a necklace that she has.
That's important. So,
can you do better? Is there at least a?
All right.
Is there a mule? I mean, something.
That was the first thing that came into the view was the rabbit with the little black tips on its ears.
Rabbit.
All right.
Easter just passed. I don't know. Make some shit up. I don't know.
I don't make shit up. The next thing I actually see is I see like a spade thing, but it doesn't have the bottom part. So I don't know if it's a light, but it goes down like this, and it's like a bulb at the bottom.
Okay.
And something that the person doesn't, whoever this energy is, there is a female that's coming in. It looks like she's got on it's a muumuu, but it's not like florally, it's kind of like drab colored. And she doesn't like this. I'm trying to see if it's a light or a diffuser or something that's of that. She doesn't like it.
I dream of Jeannie. No.
No. It almost looks like a vase with a yeah, it's like it could be a
Okay,
vase. It's
right.
like up and then but it's like
Yeah, I get it.
you get it?
I get it. Yeah.
And whoever this female is, she does not like it. Like, I don't know if someone got it for her for either a present or what, but she does not like it. And she's got a muumuu on. I know it's a muumuu house dress, but it's not like one of those pastel-y colored ones or anything like that. It's just a plain house dress.
I got nothing.
Okay.
I did better with the rabbit.
Just take it with you because it might come
could
up.
be. I know how this works. I know how this works. Is like a week from now, I could be sitting here going, oh.
Yeah.
The only thing that was there a specific color to that thing?
I see it in a shadow form, so I can't get the color right now. I could probably concentrate more and try to get a color.
All right. Well, the reason why, and this is the only thing that I could think of, is that my mother absolutely loved and thought they were the greatest gifts of all time. Were, you know, those Avon little figurines, decanters that had like aftershave and stuff in them?
Yeah.
She loved them. You know, and I would be 9 and I would get something like that. And I'm like, Mom, what do I, I'm thinking to myself, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
Is it like a Slurpee? I don't know, you know. But she loved those. She thought they were she would say, those are great gifts.
And they're also collector's items right now. So
she would
a lot
love
of them are
the
very
Avon
much
decanters.
collector.
That's how I
collector's
started
items.
with
So when you
Avon.
said you know, like a decanter or glass or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, there could be
No,
that,
whatever that this thing is.
But my mother never wore a muumuu.
This woman does not like it.
Oh no.
Like, so, and that's what I don't know if someone gave it to her as a present or what.
My mother.
But this woman does not like this thing. Now, what about did your grandmother wear any like house dresses or anything? Like kind of like I don't want to say drab color because that's not like the. But
my mother's mother did, but we weren't very close towards the end.
Okay, so do you know if your mother gave her?
Oh, my mother gave her nothing.
One of these things. All right, so whatever it is, it's whoever gave her this thing, and ask Melissa too, like if it relates to her.
Well, she's got 7,000 cousins, so it's got to be some, with her. But
there's like a pale blue in this dress. There's like some like a gray color in the dress. It looks like it has some flowers that are outlined in like either a
that
darker
could be my
blue.
grandmother. That could definitely be my grandmother because she did wear muumuus.
Okay. Like,
well, back in the day, they did call them house dresses.
Yeah.
So had the button.
Yeah, because I'm saying house dresses and then
no, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
She's telling me it's a house dress. Yeah. So whoever it was didn't call it a muumuu. She's like, because I'm being corrected as it's a house dress. And it looks like that the flowers or the patterns are actually outlined in a darker, like blue or could be a blackish color. And she has slip-on
slippers.
Yes. slip-on. But
Sounds like my grandmother on my dad's side.
Okay, but
My dad's mother.
Okay, but I feel like I'm walking on the back of them. Do you know what I'm saying? So like they're slip-ons, but I put the heel, like the heel's flat, and I'm walking on the back of them.
That I don't know. I could ask my dad, but everything that you're saying, even with the bunny, it sounds like it is all pointing to my dad's mother.
Okay, and were you close with her? I get that she the other thing I'm seeing is like, was she in like a medical field at all, or did anybody like I see like the Red Cross symbol. That's what I see too. Is a Red Cross symbol.
She may have been a volunteer because my uncle was in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And my dad was also in the Navy, but
she could have been a volunteer for the Red Cross.
Could have been, yeah.
Because I see like showing like I'm seeing a Red Cross symbol.
I mean, it's very possible, but that I wouldn't know. I'd have to ask my dad that to see if she volunteered or something. But that very well could be.
Well, you have to ask and let me know.
And the other thing is too is that her and my mother did not get along. So my mother very well could have given her one of those Alaskan or one of those things, and
it's like the things. If I had to say what color it is, it kind of looks like it's shimmery, so it could be like a gold and silver, like you know what I'm saying? Pattern, like swirly, like gold and silver, and yeah, combination. It's ugly. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, she doesn't like it.
I wasn't a fan, but my mother loved them.
Okay.
Yeah, they loved them. Yeah, if I was to say anything, it sounds like my grandmother.
Okay, you'll find out if it's your grandmother though.
Well, I can ask my dad.
Yeah.
I didn't know her all that well. We lived in upstate New York. I was born here, but then we moved up to upstate New York to live with my grandmother. And she died when I was 8. So, but we left there when I was like 3. So I don't really remember. I remember some things, and I remember, her being good to me. And I remember, I don't know why, but there's certain things that I do remember, but a lot I don't. I was 3, but there are some things that I do remember about her.
But I get that she, like, do you ever have dreams of her?
No.
Just pay attention, because something's gonna come into play with her if it is your grandmother, because and something to do with like a tent. I have no clue, but I see like almost like a Boy Scout tent.
Okay.
Don't know.
Was you in the Boy Scouts?
For a brief time, I was. Yeah. I was in the Boy Scouts.
I went from
but nothing significant.
Yeah, no. This is like, for some reason, it's just a random tent, but it's like not like a 5-man tent, but like one of those Boy Scout tents.
Jamboree tents.
So like the teepee type tents, with the point on the top, the whole 9 yards. So let me know.
I will.
But that's what I get around your energy on the
See,
other
nobody
side.
gets. My mother never comes through. My mother, I can't ever get anybody to have my mother come through.
Because she doesn't need to come through right now.
She I've had dreams like maybe 2 or 3 with my mother. The last one I had was pretty freaky, actually. She was laying in bed, and I was there sitting talking to her, and she wanted me to go get something, and I went over to the door to get out of this room. I couldn't. I'm pulling the door. I'm trying to turn the knob. There's nothing I did. I couldn't get out.
You were stuck in the room?
I was stuck in the room. And then I looked over at my mother. Now, this is right before the pandemic started. And all I could see was my mother's eyes wide open and going like she was like having trouble breathing, hyperventilating. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then that was it.
Hmm.
It was the last dream I had of my mother.
Do you think that she was telling you or coming forward to tell you about the pandemic that was coming into play?
I don't know. I don't know.
'Cause that's what I get from it.
and that-
It's
and
like
after
almost
that-
like foretelling you that, the air is going to be like things are going to feel like it's hard to breathe.
Well, it's funny because after that dream, and I remember telling Melissa that I had this dream, and after it, I ended up with this horrible cough, and
There you go.
this was before the pandemic, really was a quote unquote thing. I hate to say
Yeah.
like it's a thing, but when you go to the doctors and say, "Oh yeah, well, this weird virus is going around," just go home and relax and take it easy because it's the only thing you really can do with a virus.
Yep. So she was foretelling you that, you were going to have
And
some issues.
and all of a sudden, I had it for 30 days, and all of a sudden, boom, it was gone. Just it was gone like a thief in the night. But it was the most violent cough I'd ever had in my life. I haven't had any dreams of her since.
So you can ask her to come to you in a dream.
Huh?
You can ask her.
Yeah.
So before you go to bed, say, "Ma, I want to talk to you."
If she wants to talk to me, who knows? All right, Linda wants to know, thinking about trading a car in. Is now the time? That's a tarot question.
See, I could tell you what I instantly got. See if Tina comes up with the same thing. I get she needs to wait a couple months, but I'm going to see what Tina comes up. Well, it's definitely like a mystery. It's saying it's not your time to do that right now. Something to do with the family dynamics. I'm not sure if that's because the car is really needed or it suits your needs for right now. The goals do hit their mark, so there will be a time where that is definitely going on, and it shows moving forward quickly. So I know you probably looked at a couple already, but for whatever reason you didn't want to get rid of the car at this certain time because of this car fits your needs for the family. This looks to be like maybe late fall or early midsummer where this actually goes down. And it looks like it is through a dealership. So
Okay.
and
All
the money is a little, they got to play with the money a little bit
Well,
more
they
too.
always do.
Yeah.
It's like,
So they always play with money. Yeah.
if I could give you this amount for your trade, would you take it?
So I got to tell Tina a story and you.
Okay.
And
this is how we will end our day today.
Yep, I went and I brought my granddaughters home on Saturday evening because Nate, their father, dropped them off at my house, and I had to bring them home to Christie's. I get back to my house, and Paul's outside with Scott. He says, he had to tell me something. I said, "What's up?" He said, "Who's in our house?" I said, "We have a lot of people in our house. Like if I got like a freeway spirit activity." Mm-hmm. I said, "Why? What makes you ask?" He said, "Me and Scott sitting here by the camper. I happened to look into the kitchen window, and I said to Scott, 'Oh shit, that's Lisa's mother.'" And Scott seen it as well. So they like both seen my mother's spirit sitting in the kitchen window looking out at them. Cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
That is neat.
Yep.
That is neat. I think if I saw my mother looking at me through a window, I'd freak the hell out.
Well, it does. It makes your heart go a little quicker. Paul's like, "Oh shit, that's Lisa's mother." Yeah. Yep. So I think of course I'm just laughing because I see that kind of stuff every day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she was especially from that little bit of a distance. So
Yeah.
you know it was potent.
Yep. And just she was sitting there looking, where my kitchen sink is, looking out that window at them.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty freaky deaky.
yeah.
So what's going on at Crystal Visions? CrystalVisions.biz. Crystal Visions on Facebook.
Yeah.
What's the phone number?
860-591-1039.
Are things getting busier at the shop?
I have the good days and I have not so good days.
Okay, but before you didn't have all you had were not so good days.
Yeah.
So now you're having
it's picking up, a little bit. I'm pleased with it picking up. I wish my online was doing a lot more. So yeah, and people do get upset when I'm closed, but I'm just a little person, so I do have a personal life.
Just a little abusion.
Yeah, just a little person. I'm gonna have what we're called Gemini hours pretty soon.
So it'll be two of you.
No. I have to be close because of the 2 grandbabies that are coming, the twins.
Oh, there you go.
So my daughter's gonna need help with them when they come. So I'll be doing Gemini hours. So we'll probably be doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at that point, just for a little while until she gets, in the swing of taking care of 2 babies at once. So, well, 3 babies because then she's got Quinny.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll ever get used to that, but
Tina did a card reading for her too regarding the whole thing. So,
oh geez.
Yeah.
Oh
she's
geez.
definitely gonna need help from the husband and family and
yeah.
It's gonna be a
So these twins are gonna come in like a
and they're actually Gemini twins.
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa. So there's 4 of them.
No, there better not be 4 of them.
She's big enough.
She's
enough to have
ginormous.
4,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I sent Tina a
She
picture
is
of her.
all front stomach.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we thank you,
see,
Mike.
Here it comes, last minute, as always. So just give if you could, I'm gonna throw this out you. Alicia, is my mom with me? And how do I connect with her spirit? I think Alicia needs to give you a call. Is what I think needs to happen here. So what's the phone number again? I'll type it in here.
860-591-1039.
860. Oh crap! Hold on. 860-591
1039.
1039. We should just give him a call over at Crystal Visions. He will be open tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
All right. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again for Psychic Tuesday.
Awesome.
Psychic
Tuesday.
Wow. See you guys. Have yourself a great day, and we will be back once again tomorrow morning with Paul Lash right here on SNSN. So I think that's it. Is that it?
Yep,
That's
it
it.
is it.
That's it.
Did the lady
For Griswold High School sports and your home for local news and weather, broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City, the streaming news and sports network, SNSN.
Here's a look at your local news headlines on SNSN. The Griswold Board of Finance weather forecast on SNSN. 30% chance of rain today.
It's just music in the morning.
Rock You Grew Up, the streaming news and sports network.